The success of England's youth teams last year understandably filled us with great optimism. The under-19 team won the European Championships while the under-20s and under-17s won the World Cup. It was perhaps the under-17 triumph in India, as they came from behind to beat Spain 5-2, that filled us with so much optimism. Phil Foden scored twice in that final and was declared player of the tournament. It was always too much to expect that he and others from those squads could develop into talent that could be part of Gareth Southgate's England World Cup squad for this summer. He and his teammates were never going to play enough football at the highest level to be considered. At Manchester City this season, for example, Foden has started only 3 games, including 2 defeats in effectively dead rubbers in the Champions League against Shakhtar Donetsk and FC Basel. He also played 15 minutes against Feyenoord. In the league he played for 10 minutes against Leicester, 7 against Spurs. He came on in the 89th minute against Chelsea, as he did in the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal. The Wembley showpiece was done and dusted by the 65th minute when Sergio Aguero scored City's third. Still, Foden was only brought on for a ceremonial final minute. So he will not be celebrating his 18th birthday in May, knowing he is going to the World Cup. Now we can throw in all the arguments about it all being too much too soon for these youngsters. But how do we know unless they are given a chance? And is a player like Foden really going to get that chance at Manchester City? Too inexperienced at 17, he could have been bypassed by the time he is 22. It will be interesting over the next couple of years to see just how many of those players from those 3 triumphant youth teams develop into first-team Premier League regulars. This, unfortunately, is what Gareth Southgate is up against. It is not just about getting young players like Foden into Premier League sides right now, but older and more established names. There is one excuse that can't be used by the squad this coming summer, and that is tiredness. There are simply not enough of them playing regular first-team football right now. It would appear that in too many cases England's best are simply not our club's best. At least we are there, which is more than can be said for Holland and Italy in these upcoming friendlies. But we would have struggled to avoid qualifying from the group we were given. The tough job for Gareth is what he does now. I was actually quite shocked when I looked through the squad for these upcoming friendlies to see how few are performing regularly for their clubs. Southgate has had to look well beyond the traditional elite to make up the numbers in this squad. If Jack Butland Stoke, Alfie Mawson Swansea and Jake Livermore West Brom keep their places in it, they could well be going to Russia as championship players. Burnley have provided Nick Pope and James Tarkowski, while Lewis Cook has caught Southgate's eye at Bournemouth. 2 clubs who have defied the odds this season but can hardly be classed as traditional breeding grounds for England's elite. Yet, increasingly, it is at smaller clubs that Southgate will have to be looking at if he wants regular first-team performers in his squad. The absence of Harry Kane is obviously a big blow ahead of these 2 friendlies, and Gareth has just got to hope that he is fully fit for the summer. He is one of our few players who can justifiably stand alongside some of the best going to Russia. There are not many others.